Let's consider how people choose a career. Um, in general, just like with other developmental theories that that you've seen either in this class or in other classes, we see knowledge, complexity of thought, reality orientation generally getting increasing as we get older. And you see that with people like theorists like Piaget, Erik Erikson, Kohlberg, Carol Gilligan, and Helms. So all of these developmental theorists talk about their own approach in similar kinds of ways. You see that in Donald Super stages. So in general, people go from relatively fantasy-oriented in that growth stage. And you see that in this little or young child in the coat and fireman's hat. Things that they may like the costume, they may like the money, but they don't really know what the career might look like. Probably many of us had kind of silly ideas about what we would do when we grew up. So when I was in 3rd or 4th grade, I thought I could either become a nun or a ballet dancer. Not that I'd ever danced, and not that I was particularly religious, but that these were the things that I thought that as a little girl I could be. In high school, so in exploration, and in college, I began to do a variety of different things. So exploration, your job is to explore other kinds of, explore a variety of different kinds of disciplines, do a variety of different things. And so your extracurriculars, your sorority and fraternity, your travel, your study abroad experiences, even just taking different kinds of general education courses help you to understand what it is that you want to be. And so this may be one of the things, for some of you, your general education courses will lead you to choose a minor, a major, or maybe even a second major. After college, in your late 20s, you begin to choose, to enter a job, to do some moving around from one job to another, as you begin to develop more experience and more job skills until, you find a job that is really well suited for you. In decline, we begin to disengage from those experiences, although we may instead begin volunteering in the community. I have a colleague who has recently retired, and what she's been doing since retirement is getting much more involved in politics and in making some community change locally. Erik Erikson talked about a variety of different developmental changes over the course of a lifespan. I'm going to focus on the one that probably most of you are in, identity achievement versus role confusion. And Marcia talked about or really described this in terms of in this manner. So Erik Erikson said, the goal here is to develop a sense of identity, but that it should be one that occurs through a crisis. And I'll put crisis in quotation marks. It's not just something that happens that we fall into. He would call that foreclosure, where we're not really exploring other options. Erikson and Marcia suggest that really we want that crisis, that experience of not really knowing what we want to do and having to work to figure it out. So there are two different kinds of people who don't have a sense of identity at this point. And some of you may not have a major yet, or may not have a major that you're really committed to yet. So you might be in one or the other of these. Some of you may be actively exploring, and that would be this sense of moratorium. Trying to decide what you want to do, that crisis, but you haven't decided yet. On the other hand, there are going to be people who don't have a crisis, who don't really care, who don't really know what they want to do, and just sort of float through life. Erikson says these are the people who are going to be most happy with the direction that they're going. They're going to be more likely to choose a career that's a good match for them. So job choice, as we'll talk in one of the later, maybe the next video, is influenced by a number of things. In that video, we're going to talk about personality style. We've already talked about skills. Aptitude is certainly something that we need to consider, and values is certainly something else we want to consider. But all of these come together to influence what it is that we want to do and the direction we want to go in. So your task at this point is to begin to identify and explore your strengths and weaknesses, your interests and values, explore different fields, different careers, learn what employers want. So if you are working at Wendy's, talk to your manager about what they like or don't like. If you do an internship, talk to them about the things that they're doing and why they're doing it and who they're looking for. Set career goals for yourself. What is it that you want? What is it that you need? And as we're doing throughout the course, your ability to reflect on what you want and need is going to help you to meet your goals more effectively. Do a number of things to get skills and experience. Talk to people, network, do internships, volunteer, get involved on campus. Spend time with career services, and those of you who have me for more than one course will do that, almost automatically, because I have assignments in most of my classes about doing that. And make sure that you get social support for doing that. If you get a CU Pro badge, you can also qualify for a mentor through the CU Mentor program. And certainly that's something I would recommend. So take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.